The whole Pink thing has become way more than it ever was. It was my nickname, basically, when I was little. It's been following me my whole life. This boy pulled my pants down, I blushed, everyone called me Pink, made fun of me, I ran home crying. I lived it down. Quentin Tarantino came out with the movie Reservoir Dogs. Mr. Pink is like the smart ass, and I guess I am a little bit too, but you'd never know. And there I was, Mr. Pink again, and then I did a showcase with the group that I was originally in. Are we confused yet? Choice was the first group I signed to LaFace with. We did a showcase. I tied a pink ribbon around my microphone, Steven Tyler style, and introduced myself as Mr. Pink, as the character from Reservoir Dogs. And we had gangster suits on and creepers and full down. And LA was like, I love that. Just drop the mister. They won't understand. I was like, all right, I hate Alicia anyway. I never liked my name. So then I started, going by Pink. My friends already called me Pink, and then they got a little angry at me because now the whole world was calling me Pink, so they stopped calling me Pink. And then one day I was like, let me be really cheesy, dye my hair pink, and match my name. I'll be really cool. I was really frustrated for those 4 years that I was kind of sitting around recording. I was watching all these other girls come out and sell records, and I was like, I could have done that 2 years ago. But, it was good because everything happens for a reason. I learned so much in that 4-year period about the business and about taking what you want and not, being so ready to compromise and sell your soul. And I kind of took back my soul and did what I wanted to do. I was so sick of just sitting in the house, so I met some friends that owned a studio in Atlanta, which is where we moved away to. And then I did this first album, Can't Take Me Home, and it was basically LA chose the producers I would work with. I thought that's how it goes in the industry. So he chose the producers I work with. I'd get with them and collaborate, but most of the time the songs would already be written. It would be really frustrating. I'd be speaking for all these other people. And then when it came time for the second album to come around, I just took complete control and chose my own producers, chose my own way, my own path, and told everyone to kiss it. I still love the first album. I mean, there's a lot of songs on there that never really got, to me, the attention they deserved. It's totally different, It's me too, though. I never was one for formats and boundaries and lines and all those things, so it's made for a difficult way. But, I mean, I love it. It's the second album. I wrote a lot more. I chose the producers. I had a lot of input in production, and I grew a lot, and I had a lot more to say. So I'm very proud of it. Watching the whole thing take off, because it took so long to happen, it kind of never really happened. It never hit me. I was still kind of so used to being in the waiting period that it wasn't, what's the word I'm looking for? It wasn't registering that all this stuff was already happening, and then my life was a roller coaster ride, up, down, and around, and it's just very surreal to me. I always felt like I was on the outside looking in. Growing up, my family was very musical, and my dad used to sing me to sleep when I was a baby. I don't even remember the songs. I mean, I remember the songs, I don't know who they're by, but my brother, and my family's so different, I'm surprised we could all live under the same roof. My dad listened to Bob Dylan and Creedence Clearwater and Billy Joel and The Big Bopper. And my mom listened to Patsy Cline, Aretha Franklin, Dionne Warwick. My brother's upstairs listening to Guns N' Roses and Two Live Crew. And then I'm over here with Madonna and Mary J. Blige. So yeah, we're quite a confused bunch. It definitely had an effect on me because my dad to me was like the ultimate rock star. He played guitar, I was his biggest fan, probably his only fan, but he was still a rock star. So yeah, I watched a lot of movies too, that probably didn't help. And yeah. Music always was the thing in life that most affected me. It was my escape from the world. Growing up, I was definitely not the quiet one. I had an opinion on everything. I was very anti-authority and anti-rules. I liked to run away a lot. That was my hobby. And I like to challenge everything. We actually sent a picture of myself like that because I figured they're gonna get a lot of really pretty girls pictures, and no way I can compete with that. So I made a really funny face, and that got their attention. And they flew us down. And I mean, we made a demo tape and sent it to like 11 different companies. And so, well, I signed in '96, and with the group though, and I was the lead singer of this group. And we were pretty good, and we made an entire album, and then broke up and that never was released. And so I started over in '98, and 2 more years later, my first album came out, which was Can't Take Me Home. I almost forgot the name of it. I did drop out of high school. It was my life goal, actually. I'm a good influence, aren't I? No, I wanted to get legally emancipated when I was 16, drop out of high school, hitchhike across country, and sing on the Venice Beach boardwalk until I got discovered. And then I got discovered when I was 15, so I dropped out when I was 15, but I didn't actually have to hitchhike anywhere. Before the discovery, I had 2 punk rock bands. We were terrible. I mean, the first one was better than the second one. We were bad. But we got gigs, so that was cool. I was like 13. I wore kilts and fishnets and combat boots, and I had green hair. And then at the same time, I sang gospel and choir in church, and if you can believe, I went to church, and I took singing lessons and sang karaoke on the boardwalk. Did a lot of different stuff. I was singing in a hip hop club, and I was just singing Mary J. Blige covers. Mary J. Blige, yeah. And it was actually, I used to go on rave night because I was like this little candy raver. And then it was like 6:30 in the morning, and my friend was like, I bet you won't go get on the microphone. I was like, I bet you I will. And I went, and the DJ woke up, and he was like, you can sing, you should come back on hip hop nights. Four Non Blondes was my favorite record for so long. When I was like 12 and 13, I got arrested for singing her songs out of my window at 4:30 in the morning. And she just influenced me so much, the pain in her voice and her lyrics, and just, I could just look in her eyes and I felt like I knew her. And then 10 years later, I'm at a photo shoot, and I'm sneaking through my makeup artist book. I'm glad my makeup artist isn't here right now. She'd be hiding her stuff. And I found her number, and I was like, this is too weird. I have to call her. I don't know what I'm going to say. I don't even know what I want. I just want to tell her I love her. So I called her up, and I left her this 10-minute long message. I have a tendency to ramble, in case you can't tell. And I told her, I love you. I got arrested for you. You owe me. I'm not a diva. I will find you. If I can find your number, I'll find out where you live. I will sit outside your house until you talk to me. And she called me back like 5 minutes later. She's like, you're crazy. You should come over. I had no idea. I'm not a planner. I just kind of go with my gut. And I knew that I found her number for a reason. I knew that I loved her music. I loved her voice. I wanted her to sing on a song with me. I wanted to see. I didn't even know she played instruments. I didn't know what we could do. But I knew it was something. And it was so much easier than I thought it was going to be. I mean, the first day was a little awkward. I'm sitting here looking at her. She's looking at me, and she's like, I don't know what to do with you. I'm like, I don't know what to do with you either. I'm like, just play something. She started playing on the piano. I took the bullet microphone, and 10 minutes later, Eventually was written. And that was the first song of the record. And everyone was like, what are you doing? That was a one-hit wonder. You know, she's not producing anymore, blah, 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 and whatever. And then 6 months later, Get the Party Started came out, and you know, went to number 2 or 3 or something, and I was like, I told you so. And now the funniest part is that there's so many people in the industry now that are going after her to reproduce what we did, when 6 months ago they were calling me crazy for doing it. So it's very liberating. It's like a good feeling to know that, you know, I started something. When I heard Get the Party Started, she wrote it a week before she met me. And it just was infectious. I loved it. I needed the party song. It was right after September 11th. Everybody was depressed. I was like, this is it. This is now. This has got to come out. It's the perfect transformation between Can't Take Me Home and Misunderstood. It's the bridge I need. Give this song to me now or I will kill you. So I got it. It's definitely, it's much more me than it is her, which is funny. The Lady Marmalade, I don't remember who called me. I think it was Ron Fair, but somebody called me and they were like, Courtesan, Moulin Rouge, Little Kim. I was like, I'm in. I don't care what else. I'm in. And then I saw the outfits. I was like, okay, I'm out. I changed my mind. But I had already sung the song, so I had to do it. But it was cool. About 5 minutes into it, I was like, oh, okay, I'm feeling kind of sexy. I can do this. So it was cool. From what I heard, the feedback I got was people didn't think I could sing. You know, they weren't sure what was going on with me yet. Everyone was kind of on the fence with me. I think they still are. I think they always will be. But, yeah, I got a chance to sing and be soulful and have fun and dress up and take my baggy pants off. So, yeah, it definitely got a lot of people's attention. I think for the second album, after Lady Marmalade, there was a lot of pressure, but I think everybody else felt it way more than I did. Like, I'm not concerned with all that stuff. Like, the 6 months that it took to record this record was the most unimaginable, incredible time of my entire life. It was everything when I was a little girl I thought would be. You know, I'd grow up, meet my idols, make records with them, and be happy. I was very happy about the change. I knew when I did this record, I was imagining it live, because my whole goal in life was to go on tour and play live and meet people and be intimate with the fans and whatever. But yeah, I wasn't scared of it, though. I didn't realize it, because the whole time I've been listening to all different kinds of music, I forgot that the world only saw me as one way. You know, that I'm this R&B pink-haired freak chick that, you know, has an attitude and hates boys. But that's like one small little corner of my shoulder, and then there's the whole rest of my body. So I guess everybody else noticed it. They're like, "What are you doing? You can't do this." It's like, yes, I can, and I will. And I did it. I'm really happy about Misunderstood. I'm really proud of it. Again, like, just the recording process of it was worth my whole life. I mean, I could lay down tomorrow. I had so much fun. I think the whole role model thing is confusing to me, because, yeah, I think I'm a good role model because I'm in control and I do what I want and I don't follow the rules and I become successful. You know, following my heart, I think that's the most important thing for all people, is to follow their heart and not be afraid to stand up for what they want. But at the same time, I'm human, I make mistakes, I'm a little wild, so no, I wouldn't tell somebody's daughter to go out and follow my path. You know, it made me who I am, but I don't know if everybody wants to go that way.
One annoying aspect of Pink's success has been the sudden comparisons with Britney Spears and the invention in some parts of the press of an apparent rivalry between them.
I think the reason that Britney and I are compared so much is because we're girls, we're the same age, and we're in the public eye. I think that's where the similarities end. It's very easy for people, it's much more easy for people to understand others when they put them in a box, label it, and okay, that's what it is. I no longer fear it, I understand it. And to me, I never understood it because we do completely two different things. I've never lip-synced in my life. Not saying that it's a bad thing, it's just not me. She's, you know, a much better dancer than me. It's not my thing, you know, so I don't get it, but maybe I'm not supposed to. I mean, more power to her. She's a very successful young woman. I try not to let it offend me, because the world has been judging me since I was put onto this planet. I've had every color hair of the rainbow. You know, you can't please everybody, so I try not to let anything offend me. But it does get a little annoying sometimes when you're trying to do your own thing, and, you know, when you're a total music lover and you're in control of your destiny, and then you get compared to others. I think Madonna is the strongest woman alive. For the little bit of politics that I've been presented with in the last 2 years, I don't know how she did it for 20. I think she is the strongest woman alive. The comparison that's one comparison that I don't mind at all. Yeah, I mean, I think I'll do it as long as I can, you know, as long as people still want to listen. Otherwise, I'll just be a social worker or something. I said last year I want to work with Linda Perry and I want to work with Steven Tyler, and they're both on my record. And I feel like for this year, my goals are complete. And yeah, people are totally surprised, but I love surprising people. Steven Tyler is amazing. He has the spirit of a 12-year-old, a very smart 12-year-old, but he's just, his energy is contagious, and he's just got stories for days. And he told me he's going to teach me everything it took him 30 years to learn in a year. So I'm being a sponge right now. I'm learning how to glue furniture to the ceiling. But he's awesome. Just singing with him in the studio, I love his voice. Voices to me, I'm a singer, you know, and a lyricist, and voices like that drive me crazy, and he's got it. Playing with a band is everything to me. It's what I always wanted. Last year, or 2 years ago now, singing to a DAT is like karaoke to me, and I did that when I was 8, and I saw some drag queens in Las Vegas do it, and they did it better than me, and that's the day I said I will never do that again. So, just the unpredictability-ness, is that a word? Unpredictability-ness? The unpredictability of being with live musicians is, I mean, you can do whatever you want. All right, stop, I don't want to play that anymore, let's do this. You know, it's just so much harder and so much realer, and, I mean, music, that's where songs came from, so how can you just put on a record and sing to it?